Okay, so I'd like to introduce to you 4 different fractions. The first term would be proper fraction. Now, let me give you a list of 3 fractions. I'd say 3/5, 2/4, 4/7. Look at the numerator, 3, 2, and 4. Compare the numerator by its denominator. What can you say about 3 compared to 5? 3 is?
Less than 5.
It's less than 5. In the same way that 2, numerator 2, is less than denominator 4 in 2/4. And in 4/7, the numerator 4 is less than 7. So we can say, by definition, proper fraction is what you call a fraction that has a smaller denominator than the I stand corrected there. For proper fraction, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Okay. For improper fraction, it's the other way around. So we can just revert it. 5/3, 4/2, and 7/4. So what can you say?
The numerator is greater than the denominator.
Greater than, bigger than, and you call it improper. Now, when we have an improper fraction, think of a mixed numeral. What's a mixed numeral? It's got a whole number and a fraction component. So, let's try to convert improper fraction 7/4 to a mixed numeral. Always ask yourself, how many of the denominator can you make out of the numerator? In the case of 7/4, how many 4s are there in 7? How many 4s are there in 7?
1.
There's 1 whole of 4. And if you take away 4 from 7, how many is left? How many are left?
3.
Exactly. So what's the remainder is your new numerator. But you still copy the same denominator. So improper fraction 7/4, change to mixed numeral that has a whole number and a fraction. It becomes now 1 3/4. Now, if we do the reverse and change an improper fraction, a mixed numeral to improper fraction, all you got to do is multiply the denominator by the whole number. In this case, 1 3/4. 4 times 1.
4.
4. Then add the denominator. 4 plus 3 equals?
7.
And you're back to the improper fraction 7/4. Get it?
Yes.
Because you always end up with the same denominator. Okay, nice. Now, how about adding? When you add fractions, you gotta consider if they are similar fractions or dissimilar fractions. More terms. Similar, look, I've got 10, I've got 10, I've got 10. I can say 3/10, 5/10, 8/10. They are called similar fractions when
the denominator is the same.
denominator, because you spell it D-E-N-O-M-I-N-A-T-O-R. So you say denominator. Say it again.
Denominator.
Exactly. What you call the number above the fraction bar?
Numerator.
Good. All right. So, similar fractions have the same denominator. Therefore, dissimilar fractions would have
different denominators.
Good. So, let's say 3/4, 5/7, 6/8, different denominators, 4, 7, and 8. So now, it's easier to add or subtract similar fractions. Because all you got to think, for example, 3/10 plus 5/10, what's the answer?
So it's 8/10.
8/10. Now, what did I tell you? Even numbers are divisible by
2.
And you know that 8/10 is not yet the simplest term. So as a rule, always get the lowest term when you answer. Always simplify it. So in this case, 8/10, what's the process again we do to get the simplest term?
We divide
Well, that will come after listing
the
the common factors,
common factors.
right? Or the factors of each number. The factors of the numerator 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. The factors of the denominator 10, 1, 2, 5, 10. So we do it in pairs. 1 times 8, 2 times 4. Factors of 8. 1 times 10, 2 times 5. Factors of 10. And we know that 2 is the greatest common factor. Next is you divide the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor. So 8 divided by 2 equals?
4
And 10 divided by 2 equals?
to 5.
There. So 8/10, lowest term is?
4/5.
Okay. So remember, once you have the final answer, think again. Is that the lowest term already? So do the simplification. Divide the numerator and the denominator by their greatest common factor, and you get the lowest term. Okay? So that's for the similar fractions. You just add the numerator because the denominator would be the same. But for dissimilar fractions, it's a totally different story because they have different denominators. So what you need to do, can you give me a fraction? What?
5, 6.
5, 6. So the other one would be 7/8. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. We've got 5, 6. We've got 7/8. If you are going to add dissimilar fractions, it's a different method now. Because we have different denominators, let's do skip counting. Because we're going to find what we call LCD, not your TV screen or computer screen, but its least common denominator. All right, so give me the first 5 multiples of 6. 6. There's the skip counting. Come on.
6, 12, 18, 20.
Come on, again.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30.
That's it, 30. Okay, and skip count by 8.
8, 16, 24, 32, 40.
So let's just try the first 5 because most of the time we can already spot the least common denominator, okay, which is 24. Now, how do we get to convert them into the same denominator? Here is 24. What's it gonna be for 5, 6? You do the denominator 24 divided by the original denominator of the first term or first fraction.
3.
24 divided by 6 equals?
3. 4.
It's 4. Come on. 6, 12, 18, 24. So it's 4. And then multiply the quotient 4 by the numerator of the first fraction. So 4 times 5 equals?
20.
So now 5, 6 became 20 24ths. Do the same process with the second fraction. 24.
21.
24 divided by 8 equals?
3.
And 3 times the numerator 7 equals?
21.
21. You already got it. Okay, so now that they have the same denominator, you can already add. Here's the phone. Let's just finish this. 20 plus 21 is 41. And the denominator will be the same. The LCD or least common denominator, 24. And then,
I think it's my mom.
I know it's your mom, but we're going to get 124, 1 whole of 24, and you subtract it. 41 minus 24. 1 minus 4 can it be? Borrow 1 from 4. 4 becomes 3 and 1 becomes 11 minus 4, 7. 3 minus 2 equals 1. So your new numerator is 7, and do the same denominator, which is your LCD or least common denominator. Your new fraction is a mixed numeral, 1 and 7/24. This is the lowest term. Okay. Thank you.